Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Jobless Weebs. I'm Brian, and this is
Marco the Remote Mexican.
yes, really exciting day today. We have another episode coming out, so hooray!
Yeah. Oh man. After,
Yeah.
damn, I still feel a little down that the audio doesn't quite work as
Yeah,
I was intending it.
yeah, we're back.
We're back. You know, we're here. It's like we're always trying to do a little better.
Yeah,
So-
small improvements here and there.
But yeah. Anyways, how have you been, Brian?
I've been pretty good. Nothing too crazy, thankfully. Let's see, catching up on a few anime for the past season. No longer allowed in this world. The isekai with the suicidal guy.
Oh yeah.
It's I've been having a kick out of that one. It's a strange journey, but I like it. It's very funny to me.
Yeah, I actually never watched that. I mean, because I went really far in the manga.
I see the source material.
Yeah, but you know, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah,
And it was pretty new, the idea,
yeah.
up until it just turned into like a, you know, your standard shonen. Of
Okay.
like, oh yeah, every time we get stronger enemies and they're humans, and turns out that the humans are also garbage. So,
Oh, okay. Right.
but you know,
All the other worlders.
all the
are
other
terrible.
worlders. Like,
Yeah.
you know, now that's been a trope ongoing.
Yeah.
Of like, oh yeah, the older worlders, like they now know that they're older worlders, so they just start doing
They just start
like
doing.
crimes against humanity, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I was like,
Drunk
damn.
on their own power. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And you know, yeah, the main character, he's like, I just want to die.
Wanna die.
And for some reason, every time that he's about to die, his stats just skyrocket.
Oh yes. Yep. He gets saved. Yeah. How have you been?
I've been doing good. You know, I just working on editing and stuff. I should have definitely spent a little more time on the audio and and not doing like right before recording. That was
that's okay.
that was a bad move for myself. But you know what? It works the way we have it right now. Kind of.
Yeah.
It also seemed to work with the audiobook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a way to increase kind of like my speed on editing
Oh yes.
just a little bit more, which has been really helpful. And you know, yeah, it's we're really close to the end of the year,
Yeah. Very close.
which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm looking forward to my vacation, which you know we're gonna still try to post videos, either like this or the audiobook, the Beat Saber stuff, or you know, I want to try to explore some other formats.
Definitely.
But yeah, we'll see about those, because it's like the way I have it envisioned on my mind is like this grandiose thing of like
sure.
and then it's like, oh, it turns out I don't know how to do that. So
Right. Yeah.
but yeah. So what do you have for today, Brian?
Yes. So this anime that we have today is called. Oh my! It's a long one. Let me pull it up. The Concierge at Hokkyoku Department Store. It's another short movie, so we thought that we would do that one today. It's a really cute one.
It's a
very
really cute one.
anime.
Yeah, it's based off a manga,
Mm-hmm.
and the movie was released in Japan
Uh-huh.
on October of 2023.
22.
And it was released here in the States just for one day on September.
And you went to see it, right?
I went to see it. I went to see it.
That's cool. That's really nice. Yeah.
It's a bit of bizarre of a
It is a
movie.
bizarre one. Yeah.
Because in here you have animals. You know, that they are anthropomorphic animals.
Yep.
And you also have very few humans.
Yeah, who are the staff of this department store. And
Yeah.
they work there.
And you know, this movie, it's interesting because of the plot that is actually mentioned like the purpose of
Oh yeah.
of this department store is mentioned
Hmm.
at the very end.
Hmm.
And
And it's to serve the endangered species or extinct species
yeah,
due to humans, right?
yeah, pretty much. So
Yeah.
the way I saw
Yeah.
this movie, it was
Uh-huh.
kind of like, it was like an apology letter,
Ah, sure, sure, sure.
from humans
Yeah,
to animals.
these
Like,
animals. Hmm.
do you know who's the author of the manga? Or
Tsuchika Nishimura.
okay,
Uh,
yeah. So I kind of like saw it as, like an apology letter from
yeah,
humanity,
yeah.
as a whole, to animals, which we see it a lot of times in
Oh
recent news,
yes.
how like, oh yeah, don't be a jerk to animals, or to people, but
Oh right.
but all like to animals, because
Yeah, be
they don't have a
environmentally.
voice.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, if you've been a jerk to animals, then you're a terrible person. And I totally agree with that.
Oh
um
yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, like the
Environmentally
way this
minded.
movie
Hmm.
starts is kind of funny,
Yeah.
because the characters themselves are really quirky.
Yes.
Not only the human stuff,
Oh
but
yes.
also
But
the
also the
the
animals.
animals,
Uh-huh.
the clients. And the
Mhm,
way the movie starts is that we have a little girl,
mhm.
and she just starts running across this huge department store, and she's about to trip, and she's caught by this other lady. She's part of the staff of the building, and
Mhm.
she's like, "Who are you?" And the lady is like, "Oh, I'm a concierge."
Concierge. Yep.
And I also thought that this was interesting, because at least I
Mm.
have never been in this type of department store.
Ah,
And this was like a huge department store, like
yeah.
4 stories high, and God knows how big or
Oh,
wide
yes.
it was.
Yeah.
And where you have this staff of like, how can I help you? So really high
Mhm.
end
It is
department
very
store.
high end.
It's
Yep.
not like you just go to your
Local
to your
mall.
local mall, and then you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I kind of want to go to the food court, and then you see the mayhem going in there. No,
Yeah.
these seem more like a high end department store,
Mhm.
which you know maybe this might be kind of like a cultural barrier, but maybe in
Mm.
Japan that's a bit more common. and and
Maybe
and
it's a
and I,
thing.
and I, and I
Yeah.
saw some kind of like, while I was researching a little bit about the movie, I saw
Uh-huh.
that actually department stores in Japan started as kind of like more of a high end type of store
Oh, really?
for
I
for for
see.
people that had more money. So
Uh-huh.
it was like the customer service in there was taken seriously,
Ah, I see.
like we see it in the movie, where you
Mhm.
had people just like, hey, how can I help you,
How
sir?
can I
And
assist?
very proper, and
Mhm.
just like, oh
Very
yeah, yeah, you
proper.
want to go there, let me carry your bags for you, sir. and,
Ah,
and you're like,
yes.
oh, I feel important.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
this is exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
We go a little further into the future, and we have the same girl that she's now a trainee concierge.
Mhm. Yes. And she's just starting out and she's in her training period and she tries to help these different customers and offer assistance. And we see her with the other like of some of her coworkers and they're way good at the job already. They're like talking with her, but then when there's like a customer in need, they're instantly there saying like, "Oh, how can I assist? Let me carry your bags for you." But then we come back to the trainee, Akino.
Akino, yeah.
Uh-huh. And Akino, she tries to assist uh, an opossum, and then she's like, "Oh, let me just like carry your bags for you," or
Put
like
them in a locker.
put them in a locker, and then and then the possum gets really offended. She's like, "What? Put my children in a locker?" Because it was her children and not baggage. So we see her mess up over and over again.
It reminded me of the last episode, the wild rabbit, that
Oh
that
yeah.
mama opossum. She would not have hesitated in putting her
Oh,
kids on a
oh
locker.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
But this one got really offended, and she has
Oh
screw up
gosh.
after screw up.
Uh-huh.
Like, while she's like apologizing and bowing,
Yeah.
she ends up stepping on a great oak.
Mm-hmm.
That that's an even greater mess up
greater
because
mess
for
up.
starters, she confused this great hog for a penguin, which I think they're like distant relatives
Oh, sure.
or
Yeah.
penguins.
Yeah.
But yeah, she steps on
She steps on
on this great hog. What was his name of the great hog? Eruru.
Aruru.
Eruru.
Aruru.
And I think that Eruru is kind of like penguin or something.
Oh, really?
Is-
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know. I'm making like this connection from another anime.
Oh, okay.
That it was also like anthropomorphic animals, and the name of one character was also Eruru.
Oh, okay. Must be a
But
connection.
anyways,
Yeah.
so yeah, this customer penguin
Right.
just asked her like, hey, like your job is to smile, okay, and that's your service, a smile. Now give me a good push.
Yep.
And you're like,
Good
okay,
push.
and like he just slides, and
Yeah. It's
you know,
so cute. It's
up
so
until
funny.
this point, I was like, I have no idea what's happening here.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it's just all new.
Because you're like, is this the movie just like watching how this girl works? Like this is like kind of like the simplest form of slice of life, just like day to day, which part of it is.
Part of it, yeah.
But then this movie develops in a sort of like an episodic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like as she is in her training, she starts giving service to different kinds of animals that are called BIA, which stands, I think you mentioned it earlier, it stands for very important animals.
Very important.
And those animals are either close to extinction or gone.
Yeah.
Like they're extinct. And one of the first group of animals that she helps, it's a ferret, right?
That's right. Yes.
A ferret that works for these laughing owls. That those owls got extinct. I don't have dates, but
right.
maybe I'll put some in here. Like,
sure.
they got extinct on this date.
Oh, sure. There you go. And yeah, in this ferret, he's basically entertaining the owl, since he's like a business prospect, and the ferret is trying to figure out, like, I want to do something for the owl. I want to like give him a present or present him with something that is very meaningful, and then and so he talks with Akino, and Akino is trying to help the ferret also. But we see them going through the department store, and they're basically the owl is basically buying things for his wife that she likes, and she's always like choosing which item that she wants to get. And we go through a couple of places with the owls, and then we find out that Akino was paying attention, and it was to get all the different items that the owl didn't choose, and then present it to her at the end of their stay. And the ferret presents it, and it actually works, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah, some of the other animals that we have, it's we have like a tandem of two. Which is barbarian lion or something like that.
Yep, Barbary lions.
Yes, and Japanese fox.
Yeah.
Both of them extinct, and they had relationship problems.
Yeah,
they were both males. Actually, scratch that. First, we have the Sea Mink.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Sea Mink.
The Sea Mink, the Sea Mink actress. And she was going to meet her dad, and then her dad, who was going to meet her daughter, and they just so happens that Akino was talking with both of them, and she was suggesting gifts, and at the beginning to the daughter, she suggested like a fountain pen, and then to the dad, she suggested a brush. because she had a bit of a longer hair.
Yeah.
And then she made the connection of like, oh yeah, this is my daughter. And it's like, oh, she's so.
Whoops. That's the one.
And she's like, yeah, I was supposed to meet her. Like, oh yeah, sorry, my fur is like, give me a minute, I'll be back. And
She runs. She
got on like freaking crazy.
Yep. Oh, it's fantastic.
And you know, she ends up switching the gifts for appropriate ones.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we also have a freaking peacock who cannot keep his hands to himself.
And one thing about the Sea Mink.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
One thing that I noticed, that it's kind of like a retelling, or kind of like building up on the old Gift to the Magi story, where it's like, oh, I want to give the other person a watch, or the brush to the one with the hair, but then in the story it retells it in a way it's like where the concierge fixes the problem. So I thought that was a cool little tidbit.
Yeah,
cool little
yeah, because you're like, I think that was the my idea, like the
and
you know,
gifts,
it kind of gave me a new view on retail store workers.
Yes,
because you know, it's just so easy being a jerk with retail workers,
right?
Because you're like, oh yeah, you're just here, like you're just standing up, you're not doing anything. It's like,
yeah. But then
maybe or maybe not, you don't know.
That's right, yeah. Because when you ask them, hey, I need help picking out a gift, maybe they actually would know of a good gift recommendation. So yeah, totally.
So yeah, you know, I that's what I found interesting, especially like now in these times that I mean, I don't know about you, but like all the gifts that I buy for Christmas or whatever, I just go to freaking Amazon. And,
oh yes.
And it's like, yeah,
right.
I don't want to interact with people,
and it seems so impersonal, but it works out here and there.
Yeah, but in this movie,
I get you.
They just try to make that connection, try to make it more of a personal thing.
Yes.
They try to adapt it to what the client really needs.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And need, you know, I think need is a good word, especially for what we're gonna be talking about almost at the end of the movie.
Ooh, yes, definitely.
But yeah, she fixes that. She once she has fixed the gift problem, she also wants to make sure that not the daughter or the father meet each other before the agreed time. And so she just makes this really horny peacock
right
to display his love and his feathers.
Yeah. Such a cute part of the movie. Yeah,
that was kind of, I cringed a little on that part because that guy was like, and especially you know, the character design in some of them look this kind of like really old shoujo style.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was like, yeah, the author made it with all the intention of kind of like showcasing that. But yeah. Next, we go to the next set of animals, and we're going kind of fast with this, but
definitely
I want to dedicate a bit more time on the actual ant, which is where I want to give more discussion. I just want to lay out the common ground here. She helps the Japanese fox and the barbarian lion. With the lion, she helps getting a perfume.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he couldn't get married.
Poor guy.
Yeah,
a lot of pressure,
dude.
A lot of pressure there.
Yeah, it was like a really exotic. To that point, it was like, kind of funny because it's like there was no more of that perfume.
Oh,
it's like, okay. It's like, and she's helping this lion that there are no more of them anymore either. So
interesting.
or for like the Japanese fox, that when she's helping as a waiter at the restaurant, she is pretty much pushed into consoling this customer,
Oh
and the
yes.
customer was like, "Oh no, I've have not been stood up yet."
I'm just scoping out the place for the next time I'm here. Yeah.
But yeah, the dude wants to.
Mhm,
He's trying to ask her hand in marriage,
mhm.
and so they go through a lot of shenanigans, and also including this. There's this little
Oh,
cat, like
oh yeah.
these three animals are sort of connected to each other, but
Uh,
not directly, because
yeah.
like their story kind of like overlaps with Akino, because Akino is,
Mhm,
the catalyst, but they actually never meet each other.
right.
But Aquino is now like, oh, I need to help the lion, and I need to help the fox, and it's like, oh, and this kid is a pastry apprentice.
Oh, yep.
So it's like, yeah, he's cute, and he learns about and sculpture, a
Yeah, the woolly
mammoth,
mammoth.
and she, long story short, she manages to find an answer for all her problems,
Mhm.
funny enough, not by herself.
Oh yes, yeah. She always has help from either like the kitchen staff or some of the other concierges with all these solutions. Yeah.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about the manager,
Oh yes,
Mr. Todo.
Todo-san. Right, and he always is in the background, always watching.
Yeah,
And he
he
comes out of the soup once. Oh my gosh, I don't know even how that was
and he was all
possible.
red. So it's like, were you
Right.
were you cooking yourself there? Uh,
Yep. Oh, it's so
but yeah,
silly.
Mr.
Anime is
Todo
so weird.
is the manager,
Uh-huh.
and he is a good manager.
Yes.
He's not only asking Aquino or the other concierges to their job. He's, also giving them some direction. So I kind
Yeah.
of like that.
Yeah. Good
Um,
tidbits of how to do customer service.
but yeah, at the same time, it seems that Mr. Toto has a bit of anxiety, because he's like,
Yeah.
I think she's gonna do something, and she's gonna mess up like big time. So
Mhm.
he's just there watching every move,
Mhm.
and just like, hey, you did this wrong, but this was good. So good job.
Yeah.
Like these animals,
Mhm.
uh, and they even come back to her and tell her like, hey, thank you, you helped me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I guess that's the part of customer service. I was like, oh, okay, it feels kind of
Yeah.
good. It's
Uh-huh.
like, I'm doing, at least that's the way that I would think. It's like, I'm doing this for
Oh,
the money,
totally.
because it's work. But it's like,
Right.
but having someone else saying like, hey,
Yeah, and
thank
they
you,
appreciate you.
it's like,
Yeah.
okay, that does feel good.
Mhm.
And what is the next thing that happens after that?
Uh,
Because we've covered pretty much almost everything, right?
yeah, I
Um,
think also what happens is the woolly mammoth talking with Akino.
oh yeah, that actually
Uh,
happens during the time that she's helping the
oh, that's right.
Japanese. But
Yeah.
yeah, she meets the woolly mammoth,
Hmm.
Mr. Wolly,
Hmm. Mr.
and
Woolly.
he has an interesting perspective in life.
He does.
Um,
Yes.
and he's a mammoth. I think that of all the animals that appeared,
Mm.
he was kind of like the oldest mammoth, or like the oldest animal. Sorry,
Oh,
um,
I see. Yes. Yeah.
that was one of the first animals to be
Uh,
extinct.
oh, yes. When you put it that way. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, he's this really chill dude, just telling
Mm.
her like, hey, just a smile, like your work is. You're not gonna be able to do your work here in a smile, especially kind of like customer
Mm.
service, where you sometimes you
Mhm.
have to kind of like fake it a little bit.
That's
Um,
right. Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, she gains a new perspective on what's her job.
Mhm.
Um, I just remember one
Ah,
really, and this is getting close to the end. It's a seal. I
yes.
don't remember the
Yeah.
type of seal they do mention.
Yeah. And the seal asks for help on carrying her things. And Akino, she's helpful. She helps with the seal carrying around her things and picking out different dresses and things. But yeah, this one, it definitely blows out of proportion when the seal, you know, becomes entitled and thinks that the concierges are there just to help her, which is, true, but she takes advantage and
Yeah,
steps
she
on
like
the respect that she should have for people helping her.
yeah, she goes full
Yeah.
Karen.
Yeah, she does. Yes.
She's more like you're not here to give
Uh-huh.
me service. You're here to be my servant, kind of thing.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
And yeah, things escalate.
Yep.
She disrupts the other
Other
clients,
customers.
the other
Yeah.
customers, and she is pretty much escorted out.
Basically.
And
Uh-huh.
and Aquino feels bad because she's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I did. It's like I was doing my job. How is it that it went bad? Which
Yeah.
one is like he was a Karen, just
Yeah.
snoke her.
Right.
And the
Not
second
just
one,
her. Yeah.
we're introduced to one more guy that I completely forgot his name, and at this point I don't care his name because he's not really important. His name, but he starts talking with Eruru, with the great
Oh,
Ak,
yes.
saying like, yeah, you know what, and he starts giving facts about all the animals that have appeared so far, and again, I thought this was interesting because he mentioned about this seal. It's like, yeah, this seal used to live in the Caribbean, and
Oh, yes. The
there were
Caribbean.
no predators. So this seal was really chill. And it was hunted to extinction because of its fat and meat. And you saw a completely different version on this seal that was not chill at all.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like ready for any predators kind of thing. Because she felt threatened. So she was like,
right.
And he starts giving facts of all the other animals, of the laughing owls, of the Japanese wolf, the lion, the Sea Minks, how they were hunted
for their pelts. Oh, yes.
And it was like, and even Eruru is like, yeah, even the great ox, they were hunted to extinction on 1844. Did they say that?
Yes, somewhere around 18 in the
1884. I got my notes here.
Nice.
And this is where the actual discussion of the movie begins, kind of.
Oh, yes.
Because it's like, yeah, the great ox were hunted down for specimens. It's like,
which is
it's like, how stupid,
right,
were the people back in the 1844? It's like, these ones are getting extinct. We should hunt them down to just keep them for future generations. Like, why don't you stop breeding them?
The crap? Yeah, great idea.
He's like, yeah,
they're about to go extinct. We need to secure a specimen. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, you're like, yeah, like humanity were idiots. Like, we definitely know more.
They're idiots.
And Eruru says like, yeah, like, interesting enough, 1844 was when the first department store opened in Paris.
Yeah, and it was to serve the greed of humans.
Yeah, and that was the moment. Things. That was the moment where humanity started buying things not out of necessity, but out of desire. And this is the part.
It brings up that point of, is it a distinction between desire and need of something we don't really absolutely need, like for survival, versus something that we need.
And again, it's a department store. Like, the movie's about a department store, so it's like, it's not like all these animals are here because they need something, or it's more because they want something, and these animals have been anthropomorphized.
Oh,
is that a word?
Anthropomorphized.
Yeah, is that a
Sure,
word?
sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go
that's
with
one.
that.
Yep. Makes sense. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, these animals are a bit of have human traits.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'll go
Exactly.
with that better.
Yeah.
And with these human traits, now they want things. They don't need them. It's like the laughing owls. The wife of the laughing owl. She didn't need all those purses. She wanted them.
Yeah.
The same with the lion cub. Like
With the scent.
with the sand, with the perfume that was really hard to find. He also didn't need it, but at the same time, he was like, yeah, you know what? This was humanity's crime, and humanity now is trying to give something back to the animals that humanity has hunted down.
Yes.
So it's more of like, hey, we're sorry, please be a little human and enjoy the stuff that we can enjoy.
All right.
Like
enjoy ourselves.
Enjoy ourselves.
So it's kind of like trying to give back.
Yeah.
Trying to do a service to right or wrong.
Yeah, kind of like I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I killed your entire species.
Oh dear.
But
right.
You can have nice.
The most terrible thing that you
right,
do.
like now you can have a purse. What if that's made of? Your pelt?
Oh no! Oh no!
Right?
Right. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Just to say something.
Oh my goodness. That's interesting. That's really interesting.
And yeah, we're getting close to the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all this discussion of, if that were true, how would humans atone for what they done? Because yes, a lot of times, and at the beginning of times, humanity started hunting down animals, and to grow, to build a civilization. But they kept this balance. But a lot of times it goes to the part or to the point where humans, we're just one more.
One more, yeah.
Out of just wanting more, and not because we really need it. It's like
I'd agreed.
Yeah, it's like we want money, and sometimes we just want more money. It's like, do you need that much from me? No, but I have more than someone else, so.
Yep.
Kind of like you know where I'm going to with this.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so one of the last animals, it's a parrot.
Oh yes.
It's a pretty poor parrot, and
the parrot wants to buy something with just one coin. And it's like Akino, she's like, oh, what can possibly fit this budget for the parrot? This is a luxury department store. Yeah.
I don't know if this department store has a parking, but I don't think that even the parking
no
would cause that.
The parking. Oh my. Yeah.
But yes, and this comes around again to what can you buy with with something of such a small value in such a big store that seems to be pretty high-end store.
Definitely.
So the lion and his new girlfriend,
yes,
they decide to help Akino, and they start making pretty much a promotional video of the department store. Basically,
yeah.
And
it was supposed to be a gift for her daughter.
Yeah.
The parrot's daughter.
Yeah, the parrot's daughter who's sickly.
Yeah. Yep.
And at the same time, this is around the Christmas time, and there's an exhibition from Mr. Wolly of a lot of the ice sculptures, which it's a mammoth, and funny.
It is funny. And there's an irony to it too.
Yeah. And this little cat, the pastry apprentice cat, I think he ends up crashing with someone, and
and then knocks over
a sculpture of a saber-tooth.
Yeah.
Or some other animal, but
yeah,
it was like a saber-tooth.
Yeah. Yep.
And he gets bummed out because Mr. Wolly is his hero, pretty
Yep.
much, and
Uh-huh.
he just destroyed one of his most greatest possessions because his wife loved that one.
Yeah.
Which wife, and his wife, it's no longer
No
with
longer
him.
with them. Yep. So it's even doubly
So
terrible.
it's like, yeah,
It's a terrible thing
you
that
should
happened.
feel bad. Like, for starters, you don't have the money
Yep.
like to pay for that.
Oh,
Second,
goodness.
that was a favorite of his wife, and his wife's dead. So it's like, you should feel really screwed right now.
Yeah.
But
So they're like, oh, how are you gonna make up for it?
yeah,
Gotta make
you know,
up for
like
it somehow.
this turned a bit philosophical because Mr.
Yeah.
Wolly is like, it's fine. It's like,
Uh,
it was gonna break. If it was not today,
right. What's the value of something that would have broken anyway?
yeah. And you know, in here he was just being pessimistic of like, well, you know, things break, we're all gonna break, and it's like, damn, this
It
turned a
was
little
pretty
dark.
philosophical there. The little cat does come up to the woolly mammoth with an apology and also with a little cake pastry that he made for an apology, and he made a sculpture, a little mini like ice sculpture, or I guess like
a pastry sculpture, like a cake.
Yeah, pastry sculpture. I mean, excuse me, of the woolly mammoth and his wife, and he presents it to the mammoth, and the mammoth is really very touched by this little icing sculpture.
Yeah, because he was more of like reminded or taken aback.
Yeah.
Of the reason why he started doing that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's really weird with arts.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, it's not like with science and stuff, that science is very, like, methodological and step-by-step kind of thing. And just like, yeah, you know, if this equation works, you will not die.
Right.
You know, because, like, this structure will keep. But for arts, it always emanates something.
Yeah.
It's very abstract. And it's really like a hit or miss, but you know, like, there's a reason of why that has to coexist. Because, like, if everything was really methodological, then life would be very boring. And so this mammoth is taken aback of like, yeah, that's now I get it. That's why my wife liked to come to this department store, because she was just so happy that people, or animals in this case, were happy.
Yeah.
And then if the lion comes and they show them the Akino, the video of how all the customers would come, they would find what they wanted, and also what they needed.
Yes.
So kind of like, you know, having that necessity and desire satisfy each other and balanced out. Not to the point of over having things just for the sake of it, but for like, it was just going to improve their lives in a way, or bring them happiness.
That's right. And giving gifts also bringing them happiness.
And then also Akino has this reflection of, well, you know, I'm happy serving others, and also I'm happy to see that all the customers are happy. And that's kind of like really the closing scene of like, that's kind of like the heart of customer service. You know, which it might be a little lost, and you know, we're getting closer to Black Friday.
Oh, definitely.
Which by the time this video comes out, it's been a couple of weeks since that happened. But yeah, you know, it's those kind of things of like, Black Friday is an excellent example, because it's like, we're just like, this is on sale, I'm gonna freaking buy it. It's like, do you need it? No way.
Right. Yeah, it's a interesting idea.
He's like, do you even have the money? It's a 12-month without interest, so I will have it eventually.
Yep. Wow.
So yeah, I liked the movie. It was really slow pace,
Yeah.
but it was more of like you just have to evaluate what's the worth of things.
Exactly.
Because like that movie was worth 1 coin apparently.
Oh yeah.
But to
Yeah.
everyone else who made it, it was kind of like a priceless possession.
Yeah, definitely.
Of like, this, like, I found my wife here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or like, she said yes in
She
here.
said yes.
Or I found the perfume and I was able to get a wife. or those kind of things of like I was able to find my daughter again, like after so much time.
And it means something because of their relationships.
And it was more of like the emotions that were created from this place rather than just like crazy buying things for no apparent reason. But yeah, it was a great movie, and it comes to a full circle.
Oh yes.
After Akino is actually hired.
Yeah.
And
we see the little girl running again through the department store.
I'm wondering if she was a different girl, because she also had like a red dress at the beginning, but I'm maybe it just came full circle where maybe this was a new girl, and Akino helped the little girl just like she was helped at the beginning of the movie.
That's right.
It was
so good.
So yeah, it was pretty cute, and I did cry a little bit on that part where
you did?
where she's like watching the promotional video.
Oh yes.
And I was like, oh frig, I have something in my eye.
It's raining today. Yeah.
Oh boy, but yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it.
It was good. I thought it was great. Yeah. It added very fun personality to it.
Yeah, and the Great Auk just they said something about evolution that I just want to highlight just to finish off.
Yeah.
The Great Auk asked Mr. Todo, so who are the species that actually get to survive? And it's like, is it the wisest or the strongest? And Todo says like, the ones that adapts. Because like it doesn't matter how strong you are, how wise you are, if you don't know how to adapt to your changing environment, you're not going to evolve.
Right. Not going to survive.
And it's kind of like the same with us. It's like a lot of those changes that you have in life is like it doesn't matter if like a lot of time those changes come where you're not prepared. So it's really come to how good to adapt yourself to the new things you are, or like if you're just gonna crash down. But yeah, I think again it was like an apology letter to the extinct animals of just like, hey, we're jerks, but we didn't mean harm. Now,
right.
Probably in the past.
And how can I serve you now that you're extinct? Yeah.
So yeah, really cool it's kind of like the way of humanity. To like we were jerks. So if we had the chance, probably we would do things different. Now that we know. But yeah, great movie. I hope you guys liked it.
Thanks for joining today.
And yeah, it's available in
yes.
somewhere. Yeah, maybe Crunchyroll or something. So, but yeah. Keep watching anime.
Yep.
Don't be jerks with animals or people.
Be nice. Yeah, just be nice.
Just be nice. Just be nice in general. Anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for giving it a like or watching over and over again. Please do that, especially. We need the views. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Matane.